Are there case studies showing AEO success stories? And the answer is yeah, we have a lot of them. What I'm going to do in this episode is describe what real AEO success should look like, and then I'm going to dive in and show you examples so that you can fully understand what's possible and how you can achieve these results for yourself. So the real potential of AEO is much bigger than SEO of the past, or any marketing for that matter. AEO has the power of taking an expert and turning them into a thought leader, like the foremost thought leader in that space. If you think about leadership, you think of somebody like Simon Sinek or Brian Tracy. This strategy would bump them down and put you above them at the top. Now, in the last couple of years, answer engine optimization has been shaken up by these AI tools because we've also got generative engines that work hand in hand with the answer engines. We've had answer engines for about a decade, since 2015. Google left the world of ranking websites and started ranking content and answers, so it left being a search engine and became an answer engine, and YouTube was built as an answer engine. So AEO has been around since about 2015. I started making discoveries of it even in 2013. But as these AI tools like ChatGPT have come about, it's kind of thrown a wrench into things. And there were some concerns that people had, because it's like, well, is AI going to replace me? Do I have any value anymore? And the part where that's been valid is when these AI tools are generative engines, right? If I can have this tool just do that task for me or write this thing for me, then it replaces the person. But what we found through experience through this process is when people are really doing answer engine research, they don't want an AI tool to create it. They want a real answer with real biases, real opinions, and real experience. They don't want anything generated. They want a real answer. So what Google does, what YouTube does, and what ChatGPT does is it will recommend a person. And quite often it's, hey, here's a video from so-and-so that answers this question. Now, I have another episode that I've made, and I'll link to it right there. It's called YouTube is the Key to Unlock ChatGPT. The reason that I talk about that so much is, of all the different platforms out there, you want to find a platform where you can post content that's indexed by these answer engines. And YouTube has proven itself to be the best place. The worst places are like Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or X or LinkedIn. When you post content there, it's not indexed by topic, so therefore it can't be found by Google search. It can't be found by research on ChatGPT. But YouTube content is indexed fully. YouTube knows exactly every word that you say because it transcribes every word automatically, but it also analyzes all the visual content of your video. It even analyzes the visual elements of your thumbnail. It knows what your video is about, and it knows who the appropriate audience is for your video. So all this is cataloged, all this is indexed, and it's searchable by topic. It's searchable on the YouTube search bar, but it's also searchable on Google, and ChatGPT uses this index as well. So we generate a lot of leads from people that find us on ChatGPT. Okay, I'm gonna get into the examples, but I wanna share two other foundational pieces. That this approach, we build a relationship first before we do any promotion. So a lot of advertising campaigns out there, we put all of our energy into making a promo video, and then we pay to put that promo in front of people. So we annoy them because they are interrupted and they put up their defenses. They're annoyed, they have their defenses up, and that's when we're pitching them our services. So this approach is different. We find people that are searching for us and we give them what they're searching for. They have a question, we answer their question. They don't put up their defenses, they don't feel like they're being sold to, and yet there's a relationship of trust that's built, and they want to go to our website and they want to see our promotional material without feeling like they're being sold to. This is also a momentum building process because we can create one piece of content and have it last for years. So when we create a second one, now we have 2 marketing machines, and then third, and then 10, and then 50, and then 100, and then 500. You can do this for years and years and years and completely dominate your niche. You can own that space, and that's how you become the #1 go-to thought leader in your space. So let me show you an example. All right, take a look at this. If you go to YouTube and you type in this question, what factors contribute to life expectancy and longevity? Notice that we find Reagan Archibald ranking at the top. He's the first video below these shorts. Let's do another example. If you type in, how does KPV compare to other anti-inflammatory treatments? You find Reagan ranked at the top. Now, he's a men's health expert. He knows all about peptides. I know nothing about that, but I do know how to have him dominate YouTube, Google, and ChatGPT. What about this one? If you type in this question, you find Reagan ranked at the top. Or if you type in this question, how much testosterone should I take for weight loss? You find Reagan ranking right at the top. Or with this question, can you take MOTS, C, and semaglutide together? Jason answers that question because you find him ranking right at the top. Or this question, why the longevity gap between men and women is growing? Yep, Reagan's answering that question, ranking right at the top. Or how long does Solank take to work? I don't know if I'm pronouncing these right, but you find Reagan ranking right at the very top. How to use dihexa powder? You find him ranked right at the top. Or what does 5-amino-1-MQ do? You find a lot of shorts, and then the first video is Reagan's. Can 5-amino-1-MQ be combined with other supplements for better results? Yep, we find Reagan dominating this page. What about this question? What are the 15 amino acids in BPC 157? Yeah, you find Reagan ranking right at the top. Now, I chose to go deep just on one of my clients to show you what real domination looks like. In the past, I've shown a lot of case studies where it's like, here's a video from this client, here's a video from this client, here's a video from this client. So I just thought, let's just go all in and show them one client in one industry and what it actually looks like when you do answer engine optimization. I've got several clients that are ranking in the leadership space. There's some that are like public speaking, but there's others that are like handling the question of a multi-generational workforce. I've got a couple of clients that are experts at hosting meetings or meeting facilitation and like conversation starters and icebreakers. I've got a couple of clients in the construction industry. One of them, Jason Schroeder, he's a consultant to construction workers. He dominates YouTube, Google, and ChatGPT for hundreds and hundreds of topics. And in his words, he has more leads than he can handle because of this. Other industries, I've got a client that teaches how to run retreats, and she's dominating that space. I've got several clients in the wealth and money space, like Laura Langmeyer's The Millionaire Maker, or I've got financial services professionals. I've got insurance agents that use this. I've got Stan, the annuity man. He's America's #1 annuity agent by 4 times because of answer engine optimization. I've got clients that are entrepreneurship experts. I've got clients that are acting experts and teach acting. I've got clients that teach credit repair, and I've got a whole variety of clients that are real estate investing experts. So one of them owns the single family home space. That's his focus. I've got another client that focuses on short sales. I don't even know what those are. I've got a client that focuses on land. I've got a client that focuses on vacation rentals and Airbnbs, and she owns that space. I've got 2 clients that own the tax deed and tax lien space. I don't even know what those are, but they're real estate investing and they own it. Looking at my notes here, I've got 2 more that I haven't mentioned. I've got a OBGYN. She owns this women's health space. She is getting 500,000 views from YouTube search per month. Per month. These are people that are asking questions and they're finding her videos through search. It's a massive, massive lead generation opportunity. I've even got a politician coach that is using AEO to dominate that space. He uses the same words as Jason Schroeder. He says, I have more leads than I can handle. So these are people that want to run a campaign or learn how to win an election. Yeah, Jay Townsend helps them. So answer engine optimization works in so many industries. If you have an educational component to your business, you can really leverage your expertise and be positioned as the go-to thought leader in your space. I'm going to link to that video that I mentioned earlier. It's called YouTube is the Key to Unlock ChatGPT. If you watch that video, you'll see how this process works so that you too can rank at the top of Google, YouTube, and ChatGPT. I'll see you there.